Hi there. So, if you're new to my channel, I'm Sarah, and I am going to be talking about fascia today. Fascia, feeling safe in your body, all those things. If you don't know my story, I have lived in a suburban for the last 2 years, technically homeless in a small space, being out of apartments, all kinds of things. And in this experience, there's been a bladder prolapse, there's been belief systems, it's all been all the things. It's a very spiritual journey that I've been on. And I want to talk about how it's all tied together. I was doing fascia release for a while, just not really knowing exactly what it was that I was doing. I just knew intuitively that before I roller skated, I wanted to breathe into different parts of my body and hit certain points and just let it relax, let that point just feel ease and comfort. And it wasn't until I had the bladder prolapse that I learned more about what it was, which was actually fascia, the fascia in my body. I'm 47, I think 48 years old maybe, and I've never had kids. Like what I've read about it, when this first happened, I was out in Ohio with my mom and I started feeling just like a little bit of a drop happening, like something was happening and I wasn't sure what it was exactly. It wasn't really bad and I really didn't follow through with it. Then it would just go away. Then I would take my dogs out for a walk, and I have a 90 pound lab and we wrestle pretty good and like tugging and stuff like that. I'm about 125 pounds and we really get into it. My body's just doing whatever. And later on, what happened is I was holding him and he saw something and just gave me a tug and it fell, like my bladder fell down. It's a bladder prolapse. If you've ever experienced bladder prolapse, any kind of prolapse, I hadn't even heard about really prolapse except for my fiance's aunt had one. And that was the first time I had ever heard about prolapse. So this was a whole experience for me. I kind of freaked out, like what the heck is happening? Because it's not a pleasant experience. And I went to my doctor and he said, okay, well, you can do surgery, you can do, pessary, and there was something else. And I started going online and doing my research and seeing some things. And there was a woman that popped up that was talking about bladder. She was talking about prolapse, all kinds of prolapse. And in the comments, somebody was like, go to a physiotherapist. And I did. I took that. It just kind of stood out, that comment. And I was like, okay, let me try this route. I had an appointment set up with a doctor that was going to talk about surgery. And I went to the physiotherapist. She did fascia release on me, just like parts that were tight, parts that were needing to be worked out. And we did maybe 5 sessions, maybe 6 sessions, and it got better in that time that we did those sessions. And she gave me these exercises to do for the fascia, for bladder prolapse. And so I've been practicing those more and getting better at taking things that will help with fascia, hydration, movement in my body. And I don't have all of it worked out, but I'm planning to go to a fascia therapist soon. There's one in my town that I'm from, and I'm excited to go and see them and have some fascia worked out, because in this whole car camping experience, being in a tight space and these feelings of feeling unsafe and feeling unsettled and feeling unsure and feeling et cetera, the fascia is holding all of that memory. So my body literally went into survival mode. Like it just changed my entire sex drive. Everything just kind of shut down, and it's like my nervous system went into this survival mode, this fascia. So I've been doing a lot more work on releasing the fascia and doing tapping and soothing my nervous system. I'm safe in my body, safe in my body, safe in my body. When something like this happens, if you lost a home in a fire, if you find your experience just totally flipped upside down one day and you're in a spot where you no longer have a home or whatever, it can be a big disruption. And there's breathing through it, and there's talking through it, reassuring yourself, talking kind to yourself, letting the beliefs come up to the surface, letting the experience happen. Bashar says the circumstances do not matter, only my state of being matters. Which state of being do I prefer? You want to feel safe. You want to feel held. You want to feel secure. You want to feel all those things. It's a human desire to feel safe, and feeling safe in your body, feeling flexible in your body. I've stopped moving as much as I used to move. You know, when you're a kid and you're doing hula hooping, I do not go to a gym. I haven't been into a gym for, I don't know. My friend Dave owns a gym, and I went into it, but I didn't actually work out. So I'm not a gym person. I like to roller skate. I like to do yoga and do fascia release, and just work on taking care of my body and whatever that looks like to you. If you don't know much about fascia, definitely look into it. Definitely look into different techniques that you can do by yourself. You have your thumbs, you have your elbow, you can use blocks. There's all kinds of things. And, you know, they talk about death starting at the feet. Like, just release the tension. If you've been wearing shoes all day long, give your foot a nice lovin'. I love my beautiful feet. I love my toes. Oh, look at these toes. I'm learning to talk kind and loving and playful to my body. I met this little girl one time a couple years ago. We were in Colorado, and this girl was splashing in the water. She was splashing beside me, and she just kept saying, I love my feet. Oh, I love my feet. I love my feet. I love my feet. She was like 4 years old and splashing around saying, I love my feet. I love my feet. And I grew to love her feet. I was like, what a beautiful little girl. What a beautiful thing to say. And I've just taken her example. I love my arms. I love my back. I love my neck. Yeah, I'm ready to be a kid again. I'm learning to play again and feel good again and love myself regardless of what situation, what circumstance I find myself in. This experience has been such a blessing in so many ways to help me discover more of my body, more of myself, more of my strength and resilience, more of my resourcefulness. You can find yourself in a situation that you don't prefer, and that's okay. It is what it is, and somehow it's working out for me. I can take my experience now and share it with you. And if you're having a bladder prolapse, or if you're having feelings of not feeling safe in your body and your body's been in the survival mode, there are permission slips that I'm here to share with you. And I love you. I love you wherever you are out there. I'm just a girl having an experience, and I'm happy to share that experience with you. If you like to follow along in the journey, then you know what to do.